I'm going to call to order our meeting for May 18, 2022. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Roll call real quick this evening. We have with us Director Carey, Director Ledoux, Director Kincaid, Director Yaden, and myself, Director Butler. We are going to excuse Dr. Middleton, our superintendent, who is dealing with a personal matter, a family matter this evening. So I'm excited. We're going to jump right into item 2 on our agenda, 2A, success in education. So tonight we're here to recognize and celebrate the students who achieved high levels of achievement in the fourth quarter of this year. These students have been nominated by their teachers and principals for their success in the education process. We're also going to recognize staff members who have excelled in making a difference in their classrooms or their buildings, and making sure we're focusing on students and student learning. So again, I want to thank you for your attendance tonight, and also wish to express to you the regards of our superintendent, Dr. Middleton, who wishes he could be here and celebrate the success with you. This is actually, I believe I can speak for the board on this matter, one of our favorite nights and his as well. So before I call the first principal, I want to go through a couple of procedures. What's going to happen, the principal's going to come forward. They're going to start to introduce their success ed winners. Once your name is announced for success in education, please join the principal. They'll be at the podium over there. And then after they're done describing you and honoring you, we would love you to come down the line of the directors here at our tables, give you a high five, handshake, fist bump, just to congratulate you on your efforts and your success in education. After which time we ask you to go to the back of the room towards Melanie. Melanie, raise your hand. Right in the back. She's going to take a picture for you. And then once we're done with the entire success in ed, we ask everyone to stay for just a moment, take a group picture. And then after that, we'll have a break in our meeting. There'll be refreshments where you can kind of mingle and congratulate everyone on their achievements. So with that, let's go and get started. We're going to invite up Ms. Gursky for Mountain Way Elementary.
We're going to start with kindergarten. I'm going to call up Yaden Sheffield. Okay, so Yaden is in Ms. Richter's classroom. He's a son of Mohammed Ibrahim and Rosina Sadiq. Some of his favorite parts of his day include playing basketball at recess, coloring, and arts and crafts. He enjoys reading and going to the library. His friends include everyone in his class. He is an outstanding friend who displays club expectations and listens to his teacher. Ms. Richter had a few words to say too. Ms. Richter said Yaden is a phenomenal candidate for success in education. He is the hardest working kindergartner that she's ever met. He is focused, meets all expectations for behavior, tries his best, and accomplishes everything in their day. He sometimes finishes his work so quickly that he gets to coach other classmates on their learning. Yaden has a super kind heart and is a wonderful friend to everyone in his class. He makes sure everyone is included and learning and fun. Yaden is such a leader throughout our school that you can always count on him. He is so ready for first grade and feels our way every day. Mountain Way is so lucky to have you. You are a rock star Tiger Club.
High five.
Just comment, high five, whatever you choose.
This one. High five. There you go. Okay.
Okay, our next successive ed is in first grade. I want to call up Ashlyn Flores. She follows all Cub expectations by paying attention and following directions. She loves art and can draw really good. She is kind to all her classmates and enjoys their friendship. Health is exciting because she gets to learn about different healthy foods and identify fruits and vegetables. She is super excited about reading. She has almost read all of her books in her book bag. She knows when she's done with that, she's going to get a poster, and then her name's going to go for a bike, and that is really important to her. In STEAM, she gets to make cool projects, and she really loves a free building day. She usually uses marbles to create a structure, takes the marbles, drops them down the structure, through the table, and then down until it hits a bell. Steve is one of her favorites. Okay, she must be society. Ashlyn is an amazing student. She works hard every single day. She gets started right away on her morning work and continues her motivated work ethic to the end of the day. She most recently passed her first AR test. And I asked her if she was reading at home with a family member. She replied, "No, I'm reading and teaching myself." She perseveres and is kind, the two words that describe her. She's always shares her markers with classmates and even gave students have brand new set markers. She gets so much joy helping others. She's also my eyes and ears in the classroom, always doing the right thing and what is expected. Ashlyn is such a caring person, and she has been so blessed to have her in her class this year. Way to go, Ashlyn.
Good job.
Go ahead. Nice job. Congratulations.
Great job.
Okay, on to second grade. I'd like to call up Mackenzie Alidor. Mackenzie Alidor is in Mrs. Becker's classroom. Mackenzie is so enthusiastic about learning. Her teacher shared this with us. When we learn about characters in social studies, such as Dolly Madison and Alexander the Great, Mackenzie takes the initiative to research the characters. She does this on her own and brings back interesting background information and knowledge to the class. Taking initiative from her own learning will serve Mackenzie well. She continues her learning and herself. During math, Mackenzie always asks great questions and offers her favorite strategies to the class, and this helps everybody grow. You can tell that she is a big sister. Mackenzie shows empathy and concern for her classmates throughout each day. Congratulations on your success in education and work, Mackenzie. You're also proud of me.
Great job. All right, for Monte Cristo, and I'll have Ms. Gwen and Ms. Wright.
Good evening. We are pleased to announce Waylon Robbins as our Success in Education third grade student. We also have Ms. Rodriguez here, given to you. Hi, Waylon. Waylon is an amazing student who has minor pride throughout the school year. It is truly a joy to have in Mr. Davis' class. In the classroom, he shows the qualities of being a responsible, respectful, and kind person. Not only does he put forth incredible effort into everything he does, but he also creates an excellent learning environment for everyone else. No matter what subject, Mr. Davis can always count on Waylon to not only be diligently working, but to be setting exemplary examples for his peers. He is always on task, following directions, and has a wonderful attitude. Where other students might get frustrated, he can always be seen working through problems and having a persistent drive to tackle the task at hand. Waylon is also always engaged in what is happening in the classroom. No matter what the subject is or what they are doing, he can always be seen quietly working, participating in class discussion, and being a role model for other students. He is consistent in his work, dependable and accountable. Waylon has shown terrific growth through their diagnostic testing, which is a testament to his hard work and effort in the classroom. Mr. Davis is extremely lucky to have a student like Waylon in his class. When Waylon is not at school, he likes being in his room and playing video games. His favorite subject in school is PE because he likes running. One thing that he has really improved at this year is reading. That's great, Waylon. Waylon states that his favorite book is called Pressure Play. One of the highlights of this year is learning how to multiply. When he grows up, Waylon wants to be a YouTuber. Congratulations, Waylon.
Good job, buddy.
Congratulations.
Great job, buddy.
All right, our fourth grade recipient of the Success in Education Award was Natalie Gilman. All right, Natalie is in Mrs. Stroop's class, and she wishes she could be here tonight, but she wrote some really nice things on it. For the Success in Education Award, Mrs. Stroop nominated Natalie because Natalie has been a good example of what minor pride is throughout the school year. Minor pride is how we describe an individual that consistently shows the qualities of being a responsible, respectful, safe, and kind person. Natalie comes to school every day, ready to learn with a positive attitude. She holds herself to a high standard of success and constantly finds new ways to challenge herself. Her drive for success is influential in her classroom community and has caused her to be a leader amongst her peers. During lessons, Mrs. Stroop says that Natalie provides astute insights on learning topics and puts forth her best effort when completing assignments, activities, and participating in group discussions. When confronted with a problem she doesn't understand or a lesson that's difficult for her, Natalie doesn't become discouraged. She views the challenge as an opportunity to learn and grow. Mrs. Stroop is very proud of her dedication to her learning and is impressed with Natalie's ability to positively influence others' learning, which is why she believes that Natalie deserves this nomination. When Natalie's not at school, she likes to go outside in her neighborhood and play with her friends. Natalie enjoys learning math, which is her favorite subject, especially geometry. Her favorite highlight of the year was meeting new friends because this was her first year at Monte Cristo Elementary, and when she grows up, she wants to be a nurse. Congratulations, Natalie.
Natalie.
Good job.
All right, our fifth grade recipient for the Success in Education Award is Chloe Scarman. Chloe is in Mrs. Cooper's fifth grade class, and Mrs. Cooper also wishes she was here. So we are pleased to announce that she is our Success in Education Award winner for fifth grade. Chloe is a true Monte Cristo minor. She is kind, caring, responsible, and respectful, and she is such an amazing dancer as well. She is a joy to have in Ms. Cooper's classroom. Chloe goes out of her way to be helpful to other students and is a true friend. She has a great sense of humor and is fun to be around. She always completes her assignments and makes Pride Pack every week. Ms. Cooper is very thankful that she has the privilege of being a teacher again this year. Ms. Cooper got to move up from third grade to fifth grade. She's had her twice now. Chloe is and will be successful in whatever field of education she chooses. We look forward to hearing about her accomplishments and milestones as she chooses her career. The world needs more people with her grit, personality, and outlook on life. When Chloe is not at school, she likes to dance, both ballet and acro jazz. Her favorite subject in school is math. One thing that Chloe improved in this year is multiplication. Her favorite memory of the school year is finding out that her teacher, Ms. Cooper, was again her teacher again for fifth grade. And when she grows up, she wants to be a math teacher because she enjoys doing multiplication and fractions. Congratulations, Chloe.
Good job. Congratulations.
Scout handshake. That's me. Next, we'll have Mr. Bianchini for the middle school.
What a great way to end this year with the three candidates that we have. And our first one, our sixth grade candidate, Linda Casey. Come on up. And what we'll do is, their teachers have said some amazing things about them, and then I look up their name and get a name meaning for them. Yeah, that's kind of how she is really, or this one's way off. Melinda, she is an amazing student. She's an avid reader, puts maximum effort in all that she does. She goes above and beyond of what's asked of her. She has first volunteered to share her ideas and answers. She is also the person to help a student in need. She's kind, caring, and respectful to all. She was selected, and this is an example of who she is, she was selected as a seventh grade student in most of our web leaders for next year, which is kind of our leadership class that helps kids transition. Most of them are eighth graders. She's going to be a seventh grader next year. She was selected as one of our web leaders, so that's just true dedication to who she is. All of our teachers agreed that it was a joy to have Melinda in class this year and wish she could be in their class again next year. She and her partner won a sumo bot contest in her robotics class, and I gave that picture to Mom, so they have that to hold on to. Now, her name, and Mom, please tell me if this is accurate. Melinda means sweet, kind, and pleasant. Self-disciplined, reliable, she's an excellent communicator, she's very artistic, trustworthy, and committed, and Melinda's love music and dance, and so Melinda, let's see. I am congratulations to Melinda.
Good job.
Our seventh grade student, Miss Eden Brooks. Come on. Eden, she is a seventh grade student. She's really finding her footing this quarter with her classes, really excelling in all of her classes. She's fully invested in all of her work. She does a great job of staying focused on her work, even when others are trying to pull her off task. Eden loves to draw. She is respectful. This year, she has learned to stand up for herself in a respectful manner, but she is very firm in doing that, and for me, that is great to see. She does a great job of participating in class discussions, adding insightful comments that help others in the class. She has a wonderful smile that lights up the room. She has a strong work ethic. Her teachers also appreciate her and wish they too could have her in classes next year. All of her teachers have echoed this. It's a fantastic way to end the year for Eden. Now her name means delightful, adornment, or paradise. She is a natural leader, independent and individualistic. She's ambitious, original, and courageous. She is self-reliant, confident, and energetic. You have the courage and confidence to lead others. You are elegant, graceful, and charismatic. Is that pretty accurate, Mom? Right on the money. Give it up for Edie.
Good job.
Our 8th grade candidate, Mr. Amar Lamas. Come on. And this being the last quarter, he's an 8th grade student. It's the last time I will get to recognize him or really anybody in his class. And it has worked out like this for a number of years where we seem to save the best for last. And so the high school is getting an incredible young man that understands the importance of investing in his own education. Shows up with a positive attitude, ready and willing to participate, and an excellent example for others to follow. He consistently shows that he values the pursuit of education. He takes advantage of every opportunity that is afforded him. He's always kind and inclusive to those around him. He's a great comic relief because of his wonderful sense of humor. We are proud of your efforts and all that you have accomplished. We look forward to hearing about all your future successes. We know there will be many. I'm going to do another slide. Amar is a problem solver. When he sees a problem, and many middle school kids see problems that go on, they're the first to come to my office and complain. Amar always comes with a solution. He saw some things at our school that involved maybe a little bit of racism, some things that he didn't appreciate along with his friends. He, by himself, set up a meeting with our superintendent. He reached out to our school board. He's doing tomorrow at our Success Fair, his presentation is about how to curb that racism at schools and just be an active advocate towards it. So he's got a lot of great characteristics that he brings to the middle school that he will bring to the high school and make this a better place. His desire to make Granite Falls community and Granite Falls Middle School a great place has made me a better principal. And so for that, I'm grateful of Amar. His name means prosperous, long life. He's strong, he's a visionary, he's adventurous, an open mind, a spendthrift, which means he spends money irresponsibly. He has the talent to be a program producer. I looked that up, and that was Amar. He's got a great big brother. Ryan, who is this guy?
That's my little brother!
Next we'll have Mr. Knight from high school.
It was always such a hard act to follow in there. So, here into our fourth quarter, I had the opportunity to introduce a lot of outstanding students at Granite Falls High School, and these four tonight are no different. And it's fun because I call each of the students in my office because they fill out a bio, which they don't put a whole lot of information on, so we're trying to put something together. So it's fun to sit down and talk with them and kind of pull out some more information about them. So our first student is Evelyn Fuller, a 9th grader, so come on up. So Evelyn, first of all, has a 4.0 GPA and ranks first in her class year as a freshman. So give a round of applause for her. She's currently taking culinary arts, English, intro to business, fun chem and physical science, geometry, and PE. She's a 3-sport athlete. She's lettered twice already in soccer, so she actually lettered as an 8th grader in soccer. So she'll be a 5-year letter in soccer, which you don't see too many of those around the state. Also, she's played basketball as a wing and a guard, and is currently playing softball as an outfielder and a catcher. Her hobbies include reading and spending time with family and friends. She would love to get more involved with the community in the future if she has more time. So obviously balancing all of her academics and athletics, that fills up a lot of her time. She likes to read fiction, and I learned a new book series. She enjoys Crave series, which I guess is about vampires. She has 2 older brothers. One is in the plumbing unit, and the other is in the Army. And I asked her what her brothers might say about her, and she says that she's more mature. After high school, she would like to attend a 4-year university, like the University of Washington, and study either psychology, medicine, or law. One of her teachers stated that she works hard, pays close attention to detail, asks questions, and really wants to learn and understand. Have on the floor. All right, our next student is Fernando Horta. He's a 11th grader. So Fernando is an 11th grader, and he has a GPA currently of 3.345, so that's outstanding. He ranks 28th in his class, so congratulations to that. He's currently in U.S. history, resource room, English, intro to multimedia, animal biology, and transitional geometry. He plays unified soccer where he plays as a defender. He enjoys reading comic books, and he said his favorite is Batman. He also enjoys playing video games. He loves attending church with his family. He also volunteers working with his dad doing landscaping for their family business, Worth Landscaping. He plans on becoming a photographer after graduation. One of his teachers said that Fernando always has a smile on his face, and we'll hear him laugh several times throughout the period. He brings a happy presence to my classroom. He works well with others, and I have watched him patiently help students who are struggling with work. He asks questions and will stop by my classroom when he needs extra help. His hard work and efforts are reflected on his overall grades, where he doesn't even have a single D in this quarter. Fernando Horta.
Great job.
All right, our next student is Guzman Diaz Urban. So Guzman, come on out. So I'm not sure if this is true or not, but I'm going to go with it, that this is our first foreign exchange student that's been recognized for this award. So Guzman is an exchange student from Spain, and he currently has a 3.7 GPA this year, so getting to know our school and our communities and able to also maintain high academics. He's currently in pre-calculus, chemistry, body conditioning, U.S. history, Spanish, and English. He attends in Madrid, Spain. His school is Virgin de Mericiera. What's that?
Yeah.
All right. And he's got really involved in school this year. So he participated in football this year as our kicker, and also played defensive end. And he also turned out for wrestling, and he was our 170 pounder. So really got involved here at school. He also participated in our food drive. And one of the craziest things I asked him, what's one of the craziest things that you've ever done? And he says that he does rappelling. So if anybody's ever rappelled down mountains, this is what he does for his spare time. With his host family, he's enjoyed visiting ocean shores. He attended a college football game and seeing the Space Needle. He additionally liked hanging out with his friends and spending time with his host family. He also enjoys playing chess. And back in Spain, he enjoys being in the city of Madrid and hanging out with friends, family, and playing soccer. After high school, he was on plans on going to college and studying math and science. And he would like to do a 1 year abroad. One of his teachers stated he's a great student, actively participates every day, and is kind to his classmates. Who's fun? And our final student is Alan Wolper. So Adam is a senior, and he has a 3.66 GPA, and ranks 19th in his class of 130. So congratulations for going through all these COVID years, and they've had a lot of barriers from the senior class to getting to graduation. So an outstanding job, getting through these tough years and making it almost here to the finish line here in just a couple more weeks. He's currently taking art history, body conditioning, student store, financial fitness, and English 4. He's played football for all 4 years. He also played baseball as a freshman. Outside of school, he works at GFSD, where he's worked there for 2 years. He loves to walk his dog, which is a lab named Dash. He also enjoys wakeboarding and wake surfing, and he volunteers at middle school track meets working the long jump. He also just recently helped clean up a friend's neighborhood, and he plans on helping at Father's house for their food drive. After school, Adam plans on doing an electrician apprenticeship, and one of his teachers stated that Adam is an outstanding student and a young man. Adam Holbrook.
Good job, Adam.
Thank you.
Great job. All right, now this is conveyed for Crossroads.
Okay, Isella, here. No. Okay, so we're gonna move on to Jake. All right, Jake Crystal. So I've actually got to watch him grow up at the time he was so little. One of the benefits of a small town. So Jake is actually the valedictorian for Crossroads High School this year. At 3.9 and graduating a year early. So, Jake was a Green Start student. He is part of, still is for a little bit longer, National Honor Society. Voices of Youth, I don't know if any of you were able to come listen to him speak, but it was phenomenal a couple weeks ago. And to me, he's an example of what it looks like to have some issues that you're dealing with, stand up to those issues and let them know who the boss is. That's Jake. One of the quotes he likes to say is, in school we learn lesson after lesson after lesson to pass a test. In life we get a test to learn the lesson. Right? The Jakeism. Jake is when he grows up, he wants to be a real estate agent. Well, he's going to, he's got to be, he wants to do lots of things. He wants to be a welder. He has a photography business that he will continue to build. And he plans to buy a duplex and live in one side and rent the other side out so that the duplex is paid for. So he's a smart kid. I found a little thing I wanted to say to him that Robert Croft reminds us, taking the road less traveled made all the difference for him. David, you have always taken the road less traveled, actually you make your own road. And as you travel down your own road, my hope and belief is that you will always lean on the values, ethics, and character that you've developed to make those difficult choices throughout the rest of your life. We all know that you have the necessary foundation, and for that reason you were chosen for this award. So I'm really excited to see what contributions you're going to make to the world, and I want you to thank you for making our school proud.
Good job, Jake. Great job.
All right, next we're gonna go to our staff awards. We're gonna invite Mr. Nicely to come up for the classified staff award.
Cindy, So I've only had the pleasure of being at Grand Falls High School.
It's for my kids that are out of state.
Oh, there we go. Just hang on a second. So I've had the pleasure of only working with Cindy here for 1 year. If any of you have ever played baseball, you think about that position, you look at the utility player. And so Cindy, just in my first year, I mean, if you needed anything, Cindy was that go-to person. I didn't even know where her job was when I first got there because she was dabbling in so many things. I was trying to figure out exactly what was her role. But she is the librarian tech. Is that the correct? Okay, librarian tech. And so I'm going to read some stuff here. Mr. Maynard, who could not be here this evening, he's just distraught after working with Cindy for 1 year, and then knowing that she's retiring after this year, it was like, you can't retire. So let me read what was stated here. So Ms. Cindy has been a part of the Grand Falls High School community as an employee for the past 34 years. Overall, she has served 12 different positions within the district. Ms. Cindy currently is the liaison for Ingenuity, which is our credit retrieval program. She serves as the game manager for the Grand Falls High School athletic program. Ms. Cindy contributes to the Grand Falls High School students, staff, and parents, and has been astronomical in looking at all of her contributions just over the school year working with her. Ms. Cindy Haggerty has served over 4,500 students, 5 superintendents, 9 principals, 10 athletic director vice principals, 7 librarians, and she has truly touched many lives in her entire career in the Grand Falls School District. Ms. Cindy is a great leader in our building and school community. Her ability to work with all individuals in athletics, as well as throughout all the academic pieces to our school. She always has a positive attitude. You can feel the warmth of her smile coming from under that mask, which with us only working with her for 1 year, this is Ms. Cindy. She's very dependable, and her efforts at making a great program shows her commitment to Grand Falls athletics and to our community as a whole. Thank you, Ms. Cindy.
Thank you. Good job, Shaman. We'll now have Ms. McFay return to present the certified staff award.
They swear, Jesse and Jeremy. All right, Jesse and Jeremy are both, they swear, they're extremely brilliant. You kind of look at my stuff. Never mind. Okay. So they're extremely brilliant, creative team players who embrace learning every chance they get. They have the ability to see the big picture, which is something that is kind of lacking a little bit in this world. So it's hard to find people that really can see the big picture of what's happening. And they're able to learn, adjust, and grow from that insight. And I mean, if you've been to Crossroads, you know that you have to be able to learn, adjust, and grow, get through a day. Because they can get kind of crazy at times. They regularly display growth mindset, and they're always willing to try new things that they think will help our students. They do whatever it takes to engage all students in learning. Jeremy constantly is running around the building chasing students. If there's somebody that he saw earlier in the day and missed his class, he's gonna track them down and find them. Like literally running, we kind of miss him, he's been home having a baby. So we miss that running around. Jesse is on every district committee, I think, that exists. I don't know, but he's been on the math adoption committee, they both were on the science adoption committee, they both are union heads. So they are pretty amazing. They also have their own little PLC that kind of goes all day long every day. So they're constantly talking about student learning and student achievement and student scores and how can we, how can we get, if the kids are not learning this, how can we help them learn that? And that is evidenced by the Crossroads science scores, which are the highest in Snohomish County and the second highest in the state of Washington. They're like, I promise you I nominated you before the science test comes out. So, anyways, they regularly participate in meetings, lead meetings, and pretty much will look around, see what needs done, and they'll do it. I can always count on them to do it. They're essential parts of the Crossroads team, and they're actually essential leaders for the students and the staff, and we really appreciate them. So, thank you. Thank you for being part of my Crossroads.
Good job.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Next, we'll have Marshall Cruz come up and present the Mucker Awards.
Hi. Scott.
Apparently not.
I've been asked to pinch hit for Dr. M tonight. He is not here due to a family emergency, but this is his award. He brought it with him from his previous school district. It's called the Mucker Award. And Mucker is a hockey term that refers to those players who dig the puck out of the corners, going the boards while being checked, elbowed, and speared. Their goal is to pass the puck to a teammate in front of the net for a possible score. It is taken from the mines and the muckers who shoveled rock into the trams. In any organization, there are those who go above and beyond, especially when the work is difficult but needs to get done. Dr. M loves hockey and was a hockey player himself. He awards deserving recipients each quarter and honors them at the board meeting. This quarter, we'd like to ask Chris McDonald and Amanda Hill to come up. Chris has to show up. So both of these people lead kind of parallel lives for different schools. Amanda's been doing this kind of off and on since 2019, and Chris is new since October, I think. Yeah. They are our campus monitors at the middle school for Amanda and at the high school for Chris. And they have made such a tremendous difference in the school district. They're kind of a thankless job. They have to walk that thin line between building relationships with kids and keeping them in line. And they both do a fantastic job. I can't imagine how we would have been nothing in the year without you. So there's a role deserving of this, and let's see here. Chris. It's a hockey puck.
Good job.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. So that concludes the presentation of the Success in Education Award. At this time, our board meeting is going to take a 15 Please enjoy the refreshments and each other's company. We'll restart the meeting promptly at 7 o'clock. Thank you. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to move on with our board meeting, moving to item 2C, board comments. We'll start with Director Carey, and as he finishes comments, we'll pass the mic down.
So a couple things. Well, it's weird having a microphone down like this. Best night, success in education, like all of the challenges that we deal with on the board kind of float away on nights like tonight where we get to celebrate all the amazing accomplishments of our students, and it makes it all worth it for me personally. So absolutely love that. Also getting super excited for graduation coming up. Again, another top-notch time as a board member, again, to be able to celebrate the success of our students and hitting the milestone of graduation. So that's all I've got.
Okay, yeah, this night is, once again, it's so fun and it's exciting to see all the actual excitement, and the community involvement is actually what I really enjoy seeing the most, is seeing everybody that's in here. And to piggyback on that, to thank the parents specifically, parents or people that are looking after the kids, just making sure that they are there, being that rock for them. Nights like this are so important because although we love to see the outcome, the effort that the students are putting in is far more the shining star of this night, right? It's the effort that the students are putting in, the teachers. Education is a path. It's not something that we finish after school. It's something that hopefully all of us do every single day, right? We're always learning. And so I've always been a strong believer that the purpose of school is to learn how to learn and to continue that throughout life. And I think that this is just a great example of, it seems like we're being successful in that. So that's it for me.
Well, Peter said it better than I ever could, so I'm just gonna let his words marinate and just say congratulations to everybody, and yeah.
Thank you. It's different to pass a microphone down the line, but here we are. So a couple things. I see the math adoption committee here, and I appreciate you guys staying a little longer. I'm part of the instructional materials committee, and I worked with the team to review the curriculum. In addition, attended the night that they put on to the public to share what that curriculum looks like, and feel very confident in supporting the vote to adopt our math curriculum. I'd also like to congratulate and slightly embarrass, but congratulate both Jesse Nelson and Jeremy Rose, who will be honored on May 26th by the Washington Association of School Administrators. They're being recognized at their annual regional award ceremony. And I'd also like to recognize Foundry 10 as well, who will also be honored that day, just for their contributions to the district. And I guess just a few minutes ago, we sort of heard that, but Jesse, thank you. And I got the invitation and wanted to just say thank you to you publicly. And unfortunately, I have to work that day in Seattle, but otherwise I definitely would attend. So I hope that some of our colleagues will be able to attend, and maybe other staff. I'm not sure how they.
I got voted for a sub first time this year, so that's nice.
Oh, well, that is good. I guess they will let you take a couple hours off. So yeah. I do want to thank Jesse and Jeremy for that as well. And let me think. Oh, graduation, that's the other thing. It's my favorite day. Lots of 3 graduations for us to do, and that's the thing I'm looking forward to. I am disappointed for some reason. I always like Voices of Youth, and I missed it, but I heard that it was fantastic. But anyway, I think that's all. So graduations and ceremonies, senior tea, scholarship night, and some other things are coming up. So be sure to look at the school district calendar, because kids will not remember to tell their parents. So check out the school district website, because if your kid's like my kid, you may not know it's coming up.
Well, don't worry, I'm about to go over all the dates and times of my board comment.
Oh, there you go.
I did want to echo the sentiments of my fellow board members about tonight being one of the best nights. I love Success in Ed. I want to thank the students who achieved and the staff who we recognized, also the parents and the community. But especially, I want to say a special thank you to those behind the scenes who make this possible. Melanie, Josh, the administrators, everyone who puts the hard work in to make it possible. And I know it's hard to see it from the front end, but there's a lot that goes in behind it. So thank you everyone who made that possible. So it is the end of the year. We have a lot of great events coming up. I'm just going to go through the calendar events that I have to remind people of what is coming up. Tomorrow evening from 6 to 8 o'clock is the Middle School Success Fair. All are welcome to attend and see what the great kids are doing there. The Scholarship and Awards Night is on the 26th at 6 p.m. Luckily, it's a different time than the recognition for Mr. Rose and Jesse. Senior Teas at 4 p.m. We have Crossroad Commons. We have the Parent Social Media Information Night on the 31st at 6 p.m. This one I really want to encourage people to attend. We're putting on a forum and an educational presentation dealing with social media etiquette and how we can better protect our kids from making mistakes online. So I really encourage everyone to attend that on May 31st at 6 p.m. We also, on June 1st, is graduation for Open Doors at 4 p.m. Also on June 1st at 6 p.m. is a Crossroads graduation. June 3rd, 7 p.m. is high school graduation at the stadium, at the high school stadium. June 10th is the drive-through middle school 8th grade celebration, celebrating those 8th graders who are moving on to high school. And then we have some school board meetings in the summer, but that's all the big stuff coming up at the end of the year. So I encourage everyone to attend what you can, celebrate our students and their success. Those are my comments. So, Maya.
We have, like everything else, we have senior tea coming up, and right now the seniors are actually going through their senior exit interviews, and people have been worried about those, but they're doing good, and everyone's pretty much been passing right now, so that's nice. And right now we also have our girls softball team going to playoffs tomorrow. In Cedar Woolley, going against Blaine, I believe. So, that's it.
Thank you, Maya. We're going to move on to section 3, district reports. Before that, I have a few motions I need to make. I'd like to make a motion that we remove the superintendent report, that's item 3B, from the agenda as the superintendent is not here.
I'll second.
I think Tina beat you to it, sorry. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, passing unanimous. Another motion, we're going to make a motion to remove the executive session from our agenda this evening. That's the motion.
Second.
Carmen at that time. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, passes unanimous. All right, so moving on to item 3A, bilingual report, prepared by Dr. Mans. Dr. Mans, did you have anything to add to the report?
I don't at this time.
Okay. Board, are there any questions or comments regarding the report prepared by Dr. Mans? No? Okay. Thank you. I do want to say thank you for filling that report out. I love seeing the diversity in the district and the support we're giving students in their education process, no matter what language is native to them. So I appreciate all the efforts for all those involved. We're going to go to item 3C then, board reports, WIAA.
I'm pretty loud.
Just shout.
As far as WIAA is concerned, there's no official updates for WIAA, but I do encourage everybody to get out and support spring sports when possible. Everybody loves doing what they do best in front of a crowd, so make sure to just jump on, see what calendar is available. As Maya just acknowledged, there's a playoff game tomorrow, so make sure to get out there if possible and support everybody.
All right, we're next going to move to the legislative report. Director Carey?
Yeah, thank you. So a couple of things I'm pleased to talk about. Last time I presented that I went to Pasco and was a member of the legislative agenda setting for WASDA, which they basically use to set their agenda for as they're talking about legislators. Then after that, I kind of got voluntold that I was going to be a member of a streamlining committee that basically takes a bunch of policies and they're similar, not policies, but positions that are similar and combines them into one so that they aren't kind of competing with one or another. And in that discussion, I was able to drop in a couple of nuggets about regionalization factor and stuff like that that they didn't necessarily have before, with the hope of making that more of a talking point and an area of focus for WASDA. So it's not done yet, but as there's another meeting coming next week where they're going to review it and vote on it and stuff like that, so I'll certainly report back to the board how that is, but they're not big things. At the General Assembly next year, I think that we should make more of a push to have like a specific regionalization factor discussion in there, but it's hopefully going to make its way in a little bit, so. That's all I got, unless you have any questions.
Board, any questions? Thank you, Carl. Community report. Treasurer Kincaid.
So we kind of stole my thunder because I was going to talk about all the events, but anyway, they are all posted on the Community Liaison Facebook page, which is called CL Granite, and then it's been shared across as many Facebook groups as I can find. And as events happen, there will be updates on those each kind of day. So they should be posted out there for anybody who needs that information. And that's it.
Wonderful, thank you. All right, move on to item 4 on our agenda, item from the floor. Melanie, has anyone signed up? So we have no one signed up for item from the floor. So move on to item 5, unfinished business, which there is none. Item 6, new business, the IMC math curriculum adoption. I understand there's a presentation, and then we'll go from there. It's a clapping mic, I'm just saying. Do you want to pass the mic down?
Good evening. We are very grateful to be able to present to our Board of Directors a recommendation for the adoption of math materials, kindergarten through 12th grade. We will be passing along the papers as well, and projecting the pages up front as well. And as we get started, I just would like to thank the many people who made this adoption process run so smoothly. Some of them are in the audience tonight. If you'd raise your hand. Just really appreciate you. We want to thank our Board of Directors who were involved in various ways, our parents in the community, teachers at all grade levels, different specialties, principals were involved, we had program teachers working with specialties, technology as well, many meetings. And as we get started for our presentation this evening, I'd like to say a special thank you to the person who's standing here beside me. This is the person who has chaired our committee and led us through this year, and she'll be presenting to you tonight the process and then the results. And so here this evening with us is our teacher on special assignment, TOSA, Ms. Juju Gray.
Thank you. Before I get started, I want to first, again, thank our Math Adoption Committee members for all the work that they've done to get us to this point. They have put in many hours into this project. And they're seriously all rock stars. So I really appreciate all the work that they have done. We have lived and breathed this for most of this school year. So this is really exciting for us. So first I want to start by giving you an overview, kind of taking you on a journey of our process. process that we went through. We started in September, October. Dr. Mann and I started with planning with our ESD math coordinators. And we worked on creating our structure and our scope of our work, as well as a timeline of the process that we wanted to go through. And then in November, we began an application process that we put out to all teachers of math who was interested in joining us to work on this. And we were excited that we had a huge response of teachers applying for this. And so we were able to have representation at every level, every program, every role. You heard Dr. Mann say we had special ed teachers from every level. We had our intervention lead and a multilingual support person on the team to help guide us in that work. We had administrators, we had parents, we had a board member as well, and so we had really good representation from across the district. So we were really excited about that. And so for our first several meetings, we gathered, and we really wanted to ground ourselves in the process, and so we really worked on identifying what our current reality was, what our needs were, and then through that, we created some non-negotiables for our district. So what does math look like? What do we want math to be in Granite Falls? And so we came up and created a non-negotiables rubric, and that really guided our process the whole way through. We kept coming back to that document. Next, once we created that and established that, then we needed to look at materials. There's a ton of math materials out there, so we needed a way to kind of narrow that down. And so we utilized Ed Reports, which is an independent nonprofit. They have a team of expert educators and research-based tools that they use to review the many materials that are out there. So what they look for are in the areas of focus and coherence, rigor in mathematical practices, instructional supports, and usability. And the way they rate it is they label it as meets expectations, partially meets, or does not meet. So as a team, that really narrowed it down for us. So we only looked at the materials that had meets expectations across the board. So we looked at materials that we wanted to kind of dig deeper into, get sample materials of. So we reached out to vendors and created scheduled vendor presentations and ordered sample materials and got to really dig into all of that. Once we went through all the many vendors and many materials that we looked at, lots and lots of materials, we then narrowed it down to our top two choices. And we utilized that non-negotiable rubric. So we listened to the vendors, but we wanted to make sure we were staying true to what we wanted for Granite Falls. And so we narrowed that down, and our committee members then went back and field tested those materials in the classrooms. So they utilized the sample materials that we received, and then were able to come back to our meetings and share feedback of their experiences. During that time as well, we also surveyed students on what their experience was like using these materials. What was their input, what was their feedback? So I want to read you guys some quotes from some of our littles, from some of our elementary students. This is just a sampling, an overview of some of the quotes that the students were saying. Some of these are really cute. One student said, she could understand the word problems, and there wasn't so many that was overwhelming. Another student said it was fun. Another student said that it was difficult, but I was able to understand it better after a few days of doing it. Another student said it was challenging in a different way, and it helped me understand fractions better. And then another student said it was fun. I was learning, but having fun at the same time. So those are just some sampling of some of the feedback that we got, which is really great that the students were noticing a difference in the materials. For secondary, I wanted to have our Success in Ed winner, Jesse Nelson, come up, and he's going to share a little bit of the students' experiences at the secondary level. Oh, no, you're coming up.
Hi, I teach upstairs. I've had a lot of kids that are like frustrated with the new stuff, but in a good way, right? We're trying to build that uncomfortable, like, oh no, you're not gonna know how to do this right away. That's okay. And the questions have really heightened the level of that thinking. They're real-world application questions, we're looking at pulleys and engineering questions and programming questions and things like that. They're all built in, like I don't have to think of those on my own, which if I was using an older curriculum, I might have to be doing. So that's really nice. And then the tech book, that whole book is a lot of older math curriculums would give you, hey, here's a bunch of examples that you're totally going to read. Now do it, right? This textbook for my kids says, hey, here's an example I know you're not reading. Here is an actual, it's called Step It Up, where you actually go through it with the textbook step by step, and I've been able to use that with the secondary kids, so the kids are like, oh, that makes sense now. Well, what I get. Sometimes we just swear. But yeah, and there's a lot more constructions, which kids are excited about. And I don't have quotes, I'm sorry. But it's been good. This is my first fourth quarter teaching math in person, so I've really dove in, and it's been going really smoothly, really good. It's there. I mean, it's math, but they're okay.
Thank you for sharing that. So once we got through field testing, we got feedback from the teachers who were using the materials in their classroom and the students. We wanted to kind of branch out and get some feedback from other districts who were using these materials. And so we did reach out, we talked to a few districts who were using iReady, Classroom Mathematics, or HMH, and overall we heard positive experiences from those districts. And through the whole process, we continue to use that non-negotiable rubric the entire way through. So finally, it comes time to making a decision. As a team, we used a consensus protocol. So our initial vote was all anonymous, and it was really kind of amazing that we were pretty much at a unanimous vote right off the bat. And so we came to a consensus with K5 selecting the iReady Classroom Mathematics, and our 612 selecting HMH into math and into AGA. So once we were able to make that decision, we wanted to then roll this out to the other teachers in our district and get their feedback and their thoughts. And so our committee members went back, they took the sample materials, and they rolled this out during a PLC meeting with their teams and shared the materials and shared the whole process and got feedback. And all the feedback was positive. There were questions, we answered questions, but all the feedback we got were positive, and it kind of caused some excitement that we're getting some materials, hopefully. That with the feedback from students, we also wanted to get some feedback from our community. So we then planned a community math review night on May 5th, and rolled that out to all of our community members. And again, thank you to those board members who were able to attend that evening. We always appreciate that support. So the feedback that we did hear from that evening was overall positive. So the next step was we brought this to our instructional materials committee on May 11th, and overwhelmingly was approved through that committee. And so that brings us here today. And so pending board approval, our plan moving forward, what we would like to do is to implement these materials in the fall. We have planned hopefully for ongoing supports with professional learning. We've tentatively scheduled some initial training for our teachers on June 14th, as well as August 4th. This would be a 6-year adoption. We would have ongoing review, and then after 4 years, we would really look a little bit closer to evaluate the program's impact. Do we need to maybe look at other materials at that point? Is what we have really working, and kind of do more of an intense evaluation? And then you can see the cost total for materials there. And then with the professional learning for our teachers for the whole year next year, you can see the total cost there. And so that's what I have. If there's any questions, and I did bring samples of our materials. If anybody hasn't had a chance to look at them, they are available.
All right, thank you. Board, any questions?
Thank you. He said he saw me. So I just, because I don't know why I didn't notice this before, but on that slide it says HMH into math and then into AGA? What is AGA?
That's a really good question. So it's for the high school, so algebra, geometry, algebra 2.
Now we know. We just try to make sure we spell it out for the community members that either watch it on live or watch the replay. And I appreciate you putting the cost out there because we're always trying to be even more transparent about the expenditures. So I appreciate you adding that to the slide so that the community's informed about the 6-year cost for this.
Yeah, and I just want to make it clear too that the cost that you see there is just based on current information that we have. So obviously that's pending enrollment and anything that changes drastically like that might affect the cost a little bit, but just based on current numbers, that's what we have.
I guess maybe one more thing, I heard there was some negotiating and we got some of that cost down a little, so I'd like to recognize those that did the extra effort for the negotiating on behalf of all the students so that we could get the costs in within our budget, so appreciate that.
Any other comments, questions, board?
Director Carey, I think is.
I don't really need a microphone. Are we like tied to the microphone thing?
Well, there were a lot of people here and we're not, go for it.
All right, thank you. So a couple of questions. First off, I'm excited about this because we talked about the town hall. I've been on the board, going on 9 years now. This is the first K-12 adoption I think I've ever seen. This is great. This is really, really, really good. I'm really excited about this. I'm even more excited that this is one of the promises that we made as part of the levy was that we were going to get on a regular curriculum adoption cycle. And there's a million reasons to do that. And I'm really excited that we're doing that. All of these are really, really good things. I'm really for this. I just have 2 questions. So one of the things that we talk a lot about, and I totally understand why we're doing curriculum adoption, is all the positive things that were said about the curriculum. And I've heard about both of these, and I've talked with Director Veach about it, and I'm excited about it. But just what was any negative or any cautious feedback that you got?
Sure, so one of the districts, we talked to Oak Harbor District, who actually coincidentally use it, they adopted iReady and HMH as well. So they're in the same boat, and they're a smaller district. And one of the feedback that we got from them with HMH was that they wish they had gotten more training before using the materials, that they didn't feel like they had enough. And so they went into the school year a little unprepared to use the materials. And so with that information, we've already talked with the vendor and scheduled. That's why we have an extra training that we're building in.
Got it. And that's actually what I was going to ask. So of those 2 costs, one with the PLC, with the training, one without, I imagine we're doing the one with the training? With the professional learning. Okay, perfect. And then the other question I had is just a procedural thing, and I saw Melanie updated our board docs, but the approval for them is only, the approval for the math adoption only says K-5 in our board docket. Do we want to if we approve this, do we want to make a motion to also have the 6-12 document in there too?
Yeah, for sure. Good catch. Thank you.
I read my board packets.
Do I need to make a motion to add that?
What does it say? Mine just says IMC math adoption.
This is IMC math.
This has both, but if you look at the board packet, it only has K-5.
Oh, I got you.
So if I'm someone that's just watching, who's got nothing to do with the boards, just watching.
Like on board doc?
No, yeah, they wouldn't know that we're adopting K-5 and a 6-12. If you click on.
Different? Yeah.
No, Melanie just updated that, but click on this.
The attachment.
The attachment, it just has K-5 in it.
Gotcha.
So it doesn't have the signed document that says.
Oh, it doesn't have I see what you're saying. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to. So, I mean, do you just want to update the board docs? Do we need to change them?
I can pull it in. I have to scan it in still.
Does that change the motion we make? Because the motion is the IMC math curriculum adoption. We'd be adopting the entire curriculum.
We can make 2 separate motions to adopt.
But I mean, I'm saying, but the motion we're making, the business item is the math curriculum adoption, which is the entire thing. We just need to add a paper to it.
I like the idea, though, of.
But I think the motion has to be to add the paper, because obviously you can't the paper just can't appear after a vote's been made.
Just make a motion with the understanding the paper is added. We just add that to the motion.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just add that, when we make the motion to adopt the curriculum, with the understanding that this paper right here will be added to the docs. Okay, I see, okay.
That worked for me.
Okay. Procedural stuff, I hope you all enjoyed that.
I did.
Yeah,
We want to make sure we get it right.
all right, yeah, that'll work.
That's all I have, so, yeah.
Board, any other, I have a comment if no one else.
No, I don't have it.
The comment I wanted to make was the goosebumps I felt when we said a K-12 adoption. Like, everyone else is like, ooh, that felt good. So Director Kara, I've been here going on 9 years, and that's the first time I've heard that phrase, and I'm excited to hear it every year. So thank you so much for your hard work. Yeah.
So with that, I'd like to make a motion.
Go for it.
I'd like to make a motion that we adopt the K through 5 and the 6 through 8 and the 9 through 12 curriculum of adoption, and direct staff to add the 6 through 12 signed IMC adoption form, period. Does that work?
Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay.
Carly won. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much. Moving on to item 7.
Go granite.
Every year. All right, item 7, consent agenda. There were additions to the consent agenda, so any discussion, board, on the consent agenda?
I just want to say there were some resignations in there that broke my heart.
Yep.
John and Mr. Maynor at the high school, but I wish them both absolute best, and
I'd like to clarify that it's not John Nisley. You're talking about a different John.
John Brockman, sorry. Did I say John? Okay, I'm sorry. John Brockman, Michael Maynor.
That sounded terrifying.
Yeah. Nope. Thank you for clarifying. But I reached out and said, I'm very sad to see them go, but super happy for the time that we had them. So just wanted to make sure I said that publicly.
Any other comments, board? If not, I will need a motion to approve the consent agenda with the additions.
Make a motion that we approve the consent agenda with the additions.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Motion's made with second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Passes unanimous. We are adjourning our meeting tonight at 7:32 p.m. Thank you, everyone.